what Scott's saying is that at some point you get to this point where you're like, okay, I have leveled up in these areas. I have become the guy that I was like hoping I would be 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I can't apply that same, I guess you could say, philosophy, mindset that I did when I was coming up. I have to reconnect with like almost like the nice guy. And like that's what it was like an interesting experience. Like a few months ago, it was like I started to like commit to like real serious dating. And I was like, I'm like bad at this. Like I'm just like running lines. I'm like
Yeah. It
basically
becomes
being like
robotic and it works.
MPC. And it works for getting laid for
Yep.
sure. But I was like, I can't connect with this person. I feel like I'm
Yep.
something's shut off. So I had to work on coming back into like who I was, kind of embracing some of those, like you said, dorkier sides. Like I grew up playing video games and stuff, and was like a Harry Potter nerd or whatever. So girls will laugh at
That's
that when
right.
you own it. But if you're like
I'll laugh at
leading,
that too.
yeah, nice,
The
dude,
dork.
dude, Harry Potter's the go, man.
Yeah.
So much heart and soul. But if you lead with that on a date, a girl's gonna be like, "Wow," and you're desperately trying to show her your knowledge and lore of Harry Potter. She's gonna be uninterested. But when you adapt it to a state where you can own those parts of yourself that are kind of not so maybe you were a bit ashamed of before, you're gonna find the girl becomes a lot more. Yeah, you said like, she's attracted to you, and like you said, the right ones are going to be attracted to you, not the ones that are interested in your money, not the ones that RP actually says to avoid. Like you just stop attracting those types of girls when you're truly in who you are as a person.
Yeah, they just don't even come on your radar anymore. And for guys
No.
that are maybe new to these types of topics, or you do find yourself stuck in the RP type spaces and you want to take that next step in your evolution to supersede that, to transcend, to really grow into a higher version of yourself. And again, it's not to discredit any of that stuff. There's a lot of good guys in there. They're doing a lot of good stuff. There's still a lot of mantras I still live by today. Hey, if you're feeling depressed, pick up heavy as, or yeah, if you're feeling
You say
depressed,
ass now,
yeah. Yeah, if you're feeling depressed, pick up heavy shit and put it back down. Like when it comes to gym stuff, I'm super nerdy. I have to track everything out and have all the apps. I literally have Excel spreadsheets with trend lines of what my plan should look like and my actual goals, and need adjust based on all of that stuff. So I'm really dorky about that stuff. But sometimes you need a mantra of just like, hey, pick up heavy shit and put it down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need Joel and I, we advocate this for our cold approach guys. Oh my God, I like that girl. And then she's staring at her and she knows you like her. And then she walks on by and then you're twisting your body and nope, 3, 2, 1, go. And then it's funny once you get that down, and you'll fall flat on your face a few times. That once you get that down to where, like I would say airports are such a great place to meet women. Because you have a captive audience. A lot of time it's boring. There's not a lot to do. It's an easy opener. Like, hey, where are you going? Like, oh, you just getting in, or are you just heading out? Okay, cool. You from here? Oh, you stop over here? Super easy to get those conversations going. And when you're able to do that, then you realize that, oh, okay, I had this happen last summer in Poland. Girls that I was very, very attracted to would approach me. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, it actually feels pretty nice. And then when girls actually start approaching you, you realize that even if it doesn't go anywhere, that a lot of times you will make her day. Don't be uncouth. Don't be awkward. Don't be socially unacceptable. Don't be weird. Like, we can help a lot of you guys with that stuff. But most of our guys don't have those issues. However, going back to the RP topics, a lot of guys do fall into those issues because they ingrain these kind of broken or half-assed belief systems in their head, which are rooted in reality. So that's how they get away with it. But things like, I have to be standoffish, I have to be cold, I have to be emotionally manipulative. I can't talk today, but emotionally manipulative. Yeah, I can't say that. Emotionally manipulative. There we go.
Manipulative.
Anyways, we have to do tricks and procedures and, like you said, canned lines, and you'll find very quickly that it does work. Usually for short-term flings. And then a lot of times you'll realize that not necessarily the girls that you've wanted all along. You'll realize the girls that you've wanted all along, you've kind of friend zoned. There is friend zoning for women too. I would say that what that usually looks like is that you're consistently hooking up with a girl and she wants something more, but you're never going to give that to her. That's how I would describe like the female equivalent of what being friend zone is. But a lot of times there are girls that have just kind of been at arm's length the whole time, maybe a peripheral member of your friend circle or social group. And then all of a sudden quote unquote, for lack of a better term, lower quality options in your dating market that you seem to be attracting. Once you cut those out, then your focus will start to shift, and you realize, oh my God, I've had amazing girls that have liked me all along. Or
Yeah.
even going back to pre finding the RP stuff. So I was overweight as a kid, and I'll run into girls even now when I'm back in my hometown, like, oh, I really had a crush on you when you were like 12 or 13. I'm like, at that age, like I wasn't much to
Mm.
look at, because in my head I didn't have much self-worth. But you'll
Mhm.
realize after fact, like, oh, even when I wasn't the best version of myself, women were attracted to me, but you just couldn't see it because you had noise and nonsense in the way. And that's what we want to help you undo. It's a pretty quick process. Undo all of the negative nonsense and noise, get a strategy and plan in place that works for you, and then you're just on your merry little way. And then when you talk to any guys we've worked with, that they get the results really, really quickly, because it's not like, oh,
Very
do X
fast.
technique and get Y result. No, it's a framework, it's a structure, it's a philosophy, and it is custom tailored to you.
Yes. And it's absolutely psychology as well. Like we dive into like how guys think and how they can apply their own thinking to create their own dating life, because what works for Jaren's mindset doesn't work for my mindset and vice versa. Just using us as examples here. And you said it really well, man. Like a girl will discover the truth of you. Like, so when you use those lines in the beginning, like to seduce, basically you can't run those same lines forever. So eventually she's gonna see that like little boy in you that like is a dork or like likes certain, like has little
Look at me,
quirks and
look at
stuff.
me. Yeah.
Right. And again, if you're playing off a facade, which RP teaches, when that facade breaks, and some guys are really good at carrying that facade for a while, then what they find is like, oh wow, this girl doesn't like me, and in fact I'm actually struggling at building a connection with this person because I'm just programmed by all these quips. So what we really recommend men guys do too, and this is what Scott and I actually did kind of together at the same time. I don't think we actually did it like, we didn't sit down and we're like, hey, let's stop doing this. It just kind of both happened at the same time. We just stopped watching that content. We just completely
Yeah.
just changed our YouTube feed. Like my stuff's like golf and like Pat McAfee show. Like that's like my feed. Like it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with dating shows or anything like that. And it's weird because even some of my favorite content creators, like Casey Zander, for example, I actually can't watch him anymore because if I do, I get angry. I just start like
Yeah.
mistrust. It's like immediate. And I think Casey like helped me a ton, and I know he helped you a ton. But at some point, you just have to outgrow your mentors, and I think that's actually a healthy spot to be in. Like you're not just kind of following the same trajectory for your whole life. You know, you gotta evolve.